The Rada TV channel team is working for you. Olena Morozova is in the studio. I'll tell you the news. Coal enterprises in Donetsk region are not operating due to a Russian attack with 5 guided aerial bombs. Boiler houses, administrative and warehouse buildings have been damaged, according to the Ministry of Energy. According to the information, there are no dead or injured. Energy Minister Svetlana Hrinchuk emphasized that negotiations are currently underway for the rapid restoration of the energy infrastructure. Volodymyr Zelensky has held his first conversation with Japanese Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi. The president thanked the politician for her support of the Ukrainian people and congratulated her on starting her work in office. During the conversation, they discussed strengthening our air defense, the situation in the energy sector, and the development of controlled arms exports. There is no encirclement of Ukrainian units and forces in Pokrovsk and Mirnohrad. This was confirmed by the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. In particular, measures are ongoing to block Russian troops who are trying to infiltrate and amass in Pokrovsk. That is why active efforts are currently underway to prevent Russian infantry from gaining a foothold. At the same time, Ukrainian defenders are also strengthening the flanks of the Pokrovsk-Mirnohrad agglomeration's defenses to protect logistics routes. I should note that in total, since the beginning of the day in the Pokrovsk direction, there have been 84 combat engagements. On the Kostiantynivka axis, the defense forces repelled 29 Russian attacks near Rusinyi Yar and Shcherbinivka. In the Oleksandrivka area, the occupiers launched 23 assaults near Soznivka and Ivanivka. In total, there have been 205 combat engagements on the front since the beginning of the day. $50,000 upon the birth of a child. Starting next year, the amount of state assistance for families with children is set to change. The law was passed by the Verkhovna Rada. Also, the monthly childcare allowance for children under 1 year old will increase to 7,000 hryvnias, and for infants with disabilities, it will be 10,500 hryvnias per month. The law also introduces the Yeyasla program for parents who return to work. It provides for payments of 8,000 hryvnias per month. These funds can be used to pay for kindergarten, extracurricular activities, or other childcare services for children aged 1 to 3 years. For children with disabilities, the amount will be 12,000. In addition, the law provides for a one-time maternity benefit for women who are not officially employed. The amount is 7,000 hryvnias. The law will come into effect on January 1st, 2026. For this to happen, it still needs to be signed by President Volodymyr Zelensky and the chairman of the Verkhovna Rada, Ruslan Stefanchuk. USA federal government shutdown. The work stoppage became the longest in the country's history. It surpassed the 35 to operate drones and save lives. In the Odesa region, since the beginning of the new school year, Lyceums have purchased drones as part of the Defense of Ukraine subject. So now, high school students can fly not only in computer simulations. Each drone comes with virtual goggles that make the flight as close to reality as possible. Svetlana Dovzuk saw how the subjects have been updated and what future graduates are now learning.
Eleventh grader Artem confidently operates a drone, and not just within the walls of the Lyceum. The young man has been passionate about cutting-edge technology for several years now. And in class, he hones his skills, because this knowledge will come in handy after graduation.
I want to connect my life with the military, so the subject of national defense is one of, if not the most interesting of all the others. Now, I already have at least an intermediate level of flying. Maybe some maneuvers are still very difficult, but performing flight maneuvers before, it was just about keeping the drone in the air. But now it's already about doing some maneuvers and figures.
The drones appeared at the Lyceum at the beginning of this academic year. Now senior students have the opportunity to work with 5 drones. First, they study theory and the basics of drone construction, then move on to computer simulation to understand the principles of control, and only after that can they test their skills in real flights.
The hardest part is probably just mastering and feeling the drone. When I first grabbed hold of the joystick for the very first time, the drone was just flying all over the classroom. I couldn't control it at all. But then we consistently practice every lesson, we have different exercises, and with each lesson, it gets better and better.
The subject Defense of Ukraine is 2 hours a week. Thanks to the updated equipment, students can acquire first aid skills, learn to use modern technologies in the field of security, as well as develop critical thinking and resilience to disinformation. For interactivity, a laser shooting simulator has been installed in the specially equipped classroom, where various targets can be programmed, both moving and stationary, to simulate shooting from different distances and under various weather conditions.
Ready for shooting.
Ready. Fire. Every year we have something new. For example, in 9th grade, I remember we were just studying, following the textbook, but a lot of military personnel and medics would visit us. But in 9th grade, there wasn't as much hands-on practice yet. But in 10th and 11th grade, almost every Sunday, military personnel come to visit us. We have practical training, we applied tourniquets, and they brought us all sorts of interesting medical gadgets. We tried the method of wound packing to treat injuries, and it was really interesting.
The subject of national defense is mandatory, so students receive grades. However, it's not so much specific skills like drone operation that are assessed, but rather the students' overall eagerness to learn and discover new things.
Well, it is graded. First of all, for them, physical training is ongoing, as is patriotic education, because students with a patriotic mindset are the future of our country. It's more about a conscious approach to this subject, because even if it wasn't planned, in any case, we organize the lesson so that even if a child just flies the drone from one desk to another, we can already assess that they understand. They understand how to operate it, why and what is important, so that they understand simple examples, and if they're interested, they'll continue to develop in this direction. If they're not interested, they'll just remain at the user level, understanding only what they need for life.
Currently, the Lyceum welcomes children from a neighboring school, providing its equipment for their classes. The administration also plans to hold open-air training sessions so that students can improve their drone piloting skills in real-life conditions. Svetlana Dovzuk, Rada TV channel, National Marathon, United News.
Angelina Jolie visits Kherson. According to sources from the Rada TV channel, the Hollywood actress came to Ukraine as part of a charitable aid program and visited local hospitals. In photos published on social media, Jolie is seen playing with children. I should note that this is not the actress's first visit to Ukraine during the full-scale war. In the spring of 2022, she visited Lviv.